Hello and welcome to River Network TV. We always say in the heart of Derbyshire, in the heart of the UK. Broadcasting wherever you are.
Hello everyone.
There you go. Welcome. And we've got a very special guest with us today. I'm a dear friend of his father's and we're becoming friends, aren't we?
Yes.
This is the mighty yet humble Alan Graves Jr. Can we give it up for him in the studio? BBC clap.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
I
much.
learned that in the BBC. When you do stuff with the BBC and the live studio audience, you clap twice as fast and it sounds like there's twice as many people in the studio.
Smart. I like that.
So we like that. I'm just going to come here now and boom, go to that camera there. So we've got two cameras. And welcome. It's amazing because this is only our second or third podcast with our new studio equipment. We've gone up a level to level. And what do you think of it, Alan? Do you like
I'm
it?
very impressed. It's all very high tech, so
Thank you.
extremely impressed. It looks very good.
Thank you. And it's a real honour to have you with us today, Alan. And I invited you, one, because of our relationship with your dad. We love your dad. We honour him. He's doing a great job. And especially in these polarised political times, he's doing a great job. He's very relational. And we're growing to love him more. And we had his leaders in here with him, which was great a couple of weeks ago. And so you gave us tickets also to your boxing
Yep.
title fight, which you won. Great.
I did,
So
gratefully.
your dad, the boxing, we're big boxing people. As you can see that? Signed glove, Tyson and John.
Excellent.
We've got another one, Tyson, Tommy and John. So we're very close to the Furies. And they've sort of got me on the boxing vibe. You know, I'm really into boxing now. And of course, the health and longevity. So those
Yes.
strands and entrepreneurship and philanthropy,
Yep.
which you do all those. So we're on the same page. So this is really synergetic. And it's just great to have you here, my friend.
Well, thank you very much for having me. And can I also apologize for having to rearrange, and even today some stuff came up. So yeah, I apologize for continually moving the time.
That's okay. That's okay. You didn't need to. It's fine. We got you here eventually.
Yeah.
All good in the hood. Okay, so let's just start in the beginning, if you like, and just tell us a bit about your childhood and growing up.
Sure. So I was one of three boys, the youngest, but there's quite a big age gap between us.
Yeah.
It's 4 years to my middle brother, and then another 7 to the oldest one. So
Interesting.
my mum had 3 kids in 3 different decades. So there's
Okay.
79, 86, and 90.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was good. We when I was first born, we lived on the estate in Alveston. Eventually moved to Littleover area,
Okay.
and then as I was becoming a man, so to speak, around the age of 16, we moved to a nice village on the edge of Derby.
Okay. So what were the estates like? What kind of estates?
Well, it's council estate, isn't it?
Council estate.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
it's back then council houses and council estates were a little bit different. Obviously, it's still rough and etc. But
Yes.
there was still, I feel, pride amongst the people, and I think some of that has gone on in some of the areas now.
Yes.
I do feel personally like things have gone a little bit downhill,
Yeah.
and that's why my dad's doing what he's doing and
Yes.
fighting the good cause.
Yeah. To help alleviate poverty and help the marginalised and bring positive change.
Yeah.
And maybe I didn't know that part of his story or your story.
Mhm.
So that's good to hear that. And so when you was brought up in the family home, your siblings were older than you.
Yes.
So as you was getting older in your formative years, say your early teens, were they still at home or had they moved on?
One of them was for a while, so the middle one, Eric,
Yeah.
and then when he got professional contracts to play football, I think his first one was Stoke City.
Okay.
And so you then have to go and live in Stoke. And
Yes.
so he moved away. And my oldest brother was very rarely there because he was in the military.
Okay.
He was in the Navy from like 17 for about 8 years, something like that.
Okay. Interesting. So all good leadership stuff, and very positive with your brothers with military and professional football.
Well, we were extremely lucky because although our parents didn't have any money, they basically devoted their lives to us
Yes.
and did what they could, give us the time and energy to give us as many opportunities as possible. And of course, like most things, you try it, and if you don't like it, then you move on. But there were certain things we tried and stuck to and liked, and it gave us a really good foundation for adult life.
Great, that's interesting to hear. So, what opportunities did they afford you, and what did you maximise and flip your switch?
All sorts. So, I mean, I tried fencing, swashbuckling. I think one of my brothers did the piano for a bit, and like just little things. And like those things were short-lived, bit of fun, moved on. But then there were some things that really stuck. So, obviously, football for my brother.
Yes.
I played small-sided football, futsal. But also I was an actor as well.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, it took me to a few auditions and things. Did a few adverts. There's a Walker's Crisp advert from Christmas '97, where I'm Tiny Tim and Gary Lineker's Scrooge.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
have to
yeah,
pull that up.
yeah, yeah. It's on YouTube actually. It's called A Crispness Carol.
A Christmas
Yeah,
Carol.
yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that sort of spawned into a lot of future things. It also helped teach me my first teachings of like finance and money, because obviously if I wanted to buy a PlayStation,
Yes.
the family couldn't afford that. But if I was doing an acting job and that was £300, then I could spend that on whatever I wanted. And so obviously as a 12-year-old or whatever,
Yes.
I spent it on FIFA and all those kind of things. So yeah, it was a really good grounding. And what it did for me the most was give me confidence, I think.
The acting.
Yeah,
Because you're public speaking,
yeah.
communicating.
And I'm not sure how much of that is I just get from my dad, because that's how he is anyway. He's got very thick skin.
Yes.
And
So
how?
would you say you're thick-skinned?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Good. Interesting. Because it's interesting. Because I often think, with politicians. I mean, Lord have mercy. The vitriol and the hate and the constant,
Well,
constant.
the thing that gets to me more is when someone attacks my dad. Even though I know it doesn't bother him, it
Yes.
still bothers me.
Yes.
It's the same as the fight in the boxing. If I'm boxing, even if I'm getting battered, I'm very comfortable. If I see someone else, I think it's the lack of control probably is
Yeah,
the
and I
issue.
think you don't like people being bullied, and you don't like
Yeah.
people being hated. And my wife's like that, Jill. If anybody has a go at me or says anything about me, she comes out fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's good. That's
that's
healthy,
good.
you know.
It's a good trait to have.
Yeah, but I agree. And like with the politicians, I think, because I researched it once about, Lord have mercy, how do these politicians cope? Because, when you're pioneering, cutting edge, moving forward, doing things, you do get some haters, you do get vitriol, you do get whatever. And I mean, I combat that through delete block or, online or in person. Forgiveness, because it doesn't make them right, but it sets me free.
Yes.
So walking in love and being free. But I think I researched it once. How do politicians cope like this? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like
Constant.
and it's like to the power of 1,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they obviously don't read their own, you know, what people write about them online or wherever or whatever, and just keeping yourself away from all that, and then vision, I think, focus, and keep doing the right thing, I suppose. Okay, so that's interesting about the acting. I didn't know about you.
Yeah.
That about you. Did you do any formal training, acting school, or
No, no.
no?
I
Just went for.
Yeah, so I think I was really young when I went for the first one. It was like a Fairy Liquid advert when I was like 5. So like we're talking really young.
Oh wow.
When you're 5, it's just can they take direction rather than anything else. And I
Yes.
could. So
You could, that's good.
that's why I did quite a lot when I was younger.
Brilliant.
And then as I got to sort of 14, 15, I lost the love for it. And I was like, I watched myself in an episode of Doctors, and I was awful. And I thought, my heart's not in it anymore. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
And also, I did have the bitterness still then from the Harry Potter thing. So when I was 9, I went for an audition for it would have been my first film at the time, and they said, "Oh, you're going for the part of a wizard," and I was like, "Okay, whatever, let's do it." Went to London. They're always in London, and normally at the auditions you see the same faces because there's only so many male child actors around that age, right? And there was like 10,000 people. It was completely different to anything I'd ever been to. There was so many people. It was unbelievable. And then went back and back and back like 5 times, and each time there was fewer and fewer. In the end, there was only 3 of us. And the casting director, Susie Figgis, selected me to be what ended up becoming Harry Potter.
Becoming the main lead.
Yeah, yeah. And
Wow.
so I'm, they rang my mum's landline. That's how long ago it was. When we got home.
Landlines. Can you explain for the younger viewers? Yeah.
It's a phone where you can't move around. It's tethered. Yeah. So so the agent, you have to have an agent. So my agent at the time, Jackie Michaels, rang my mum
Yeah.
and said, "Great news." And I just took it in my stride. I was like, "Cool."
He's got the part. He's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so for 3 weeks, I was Harry Potter. But obviously at the time, Harry Potter wasn't a big thing.
Of course.
And so I was just like, cool, whatever. And then 3 weeks later, they rang and said, actually, the producers, which are the ones that put the money in, have said, no, we don't want him. We're going to choose someone else. And so Susie Figgis, who's a very well-revered casting director, quit over it. She was like, I brought you 10,000 children.
Yes.
And like, we've whittled it down. We've chose clearly the best one.
Was Mr. Ratcliffe?
He wasn't part of the three.
He wasn't part of the
Those
three?
last three, no. He was complete from left field. By the way, I do think they made a good choice in the end. I probably would have gone off the rails after 2 films with money at that age.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then of course over the course of the next few years, it became the biggest franchise ever,
Huge.
and that led to some bitterness at the time.
It did.
Yes.
You've dealt with that since.
Yes.
Good. Well done.
Took me a few years.
Yes, I'm sure it did. Yes, I could have been Harry Potter.
I was Harry Potter.
I
I was Harry Potter for 3 weeks.
I was Harry Potter for 3 weeks.
But I'm actually very glad that now I can look back at it from the other side.
When you escaped Hollywood.
But not just that, I wouldn't want fame. Imagine not being able to walk down the street, go to the shops. So many things you just wouldn't be able to do as an extremely famous person.
Yeah. First point from that, great. Again, with success leaves clues, that you was able to take direction. They weren't even really interested as a child actor in gift, talent, as long as you could be directed.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing in life, isn't it? Huge.
Exactly.
To be able to take direction,
Yeah.
and then if you can take it, you can give it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So that's a great learning curve that you had there. Okay, so you was Harry Potter for 3 weeks. Then
Yeah.
you wasn't Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And what happened then?
So I did a few more acting gigs over the years. Like I said, the last one was a TV show called Doctors, which is like daytime TV.
Yeah.
And then I watched it back and I was like, that was awful. I was really bad.
Yes.
And so I quit. And then I started doing stand-up comedy.
Right.
So I did my first ever gig at 16 at the Blessington Carriage, which is a pub in Derby. It's like they do like a comedy night above there once a week. So I went there, did a 5-minute set, went okay.
Totally fresh, made up yourself.
Yeah.
Your own script.
Yeah.
Your own vibes. What did you speak about?
So I was doing sort of one-liners. That was the jokes that I would prefer to write. That was what would help come to my head.
So you like the Potto?
Yeah.
I made that up myself.
There you go. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then I toured the country. I mean, I say toured, probably did 5 or 6 gigs all around the country. And you're lucky if they give you your train fare. You certainly don't get paid for it when you're first starting out. And then I was talking to some of the other comics, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I've been on the road for about 12 years, but I think in another 3 years I'll be ready to start getting paid." And I was like, "I don't like the sound of this."
Exactly.
And so I then noticed at the gigs that the guy on the door was taking money.
Yeah.
So I said, well, why don't I set up my own night? Because Derby didn't really have a big one.
Yeah.
And so I did 3 shows in Derby, made about £1,500 and put on 3 fantastic nights. Some of the comics that came to perform were like Gary Delaney, that no one had heard of them, but he's now on, Mock the Week and all these big programs. And so it was really, really good experience. I got my dad to host one of them, which was also a nice experience, being able to partner with him. And yeah, made about 1,500 quid, which at the time was enough for my first car, so just about to turn 17, and the insurance on the car, which was more expensive than the car. So yeah, that was, and my lessons, my driving lessons as well. So covered all that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done. That's great. And you saw that it'd take a long time, naturally speaking, to make money, but you saw that those who booked and led the events made the money. So that's what you went for.
Yeah, exactly.
Made your own opportunity.
And then I think I could have carried on. I still have my notebook somewhere filled with jokes and things that I've written. But that's when 17 is when I started to, drink alcohol and maybe start making some bad decisions. Yeah.
you drank alcohol and made better decisions.
No, bad decisions.
Bad decisions.
Yes, yeah,
Okay. Can we
yeah.
talk about that?
Of course, absolutely.
What were you chasing girls and drinking beer and
I was, yeah, and all of the above.
sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
Yeah, sex, drugs, and fighting was
Fighting,
a lot of what I was doing. Yeah,
not sanctioned in a ring.
no, certainly not. I would, you know, this is the rude awakening I had when I started boxing. Is I was like, well, I used to scrap all the time. I'll be fine. But most fights in a nightclub are about 20 seconds long, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, boxing's very, very different. You need to be on the ball.
So tell us a bit about the sex, drugs, and rock and roll years then. How did that go, and how bad did it get? How dark did it get?
Pretty dark. Been to a few, you name it, anonymous, things like that. So yeah, there
That's
was.
good. So you've got a story
Yeah.
of redemption, really, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still do regret. So what are we talking from 17 until 28 is when I was still making
Do you know what's interesting?
bad decisions.
Because I went bad from my dad died when I was 13.
Mm.
My dad was the loving one, worked regular night shifts down in mine, council estate. So I only saw him in the mornings and on holidays.
Yeah,
My mum, northern strong, I don't want to say battle axe, you know,
yeah,
loved us the best she could. When she shouted, tearing your teas ready, yesterday shook. But very outgoing, kind, and all that. So my dad died when I was 13 doing the priest garden,
yeah,
the first week of his retirement. So that hit me hard. So I got into trouble at school, out of school, you know, sex, drugs, rock and roll, crime, but all the way up to 28. And it was interesting because I had a lawyer and had a few lawyers, you know. And a lawyer said to me, back streets of Manchester, you know, and I went extremely dark.
yeah,
I'll give you a copy of books that I've done and stuff. But he said to me, this lawyer, he said, Terry, you're going to do very well. He said, and it'll be when you're about 28. He said, and when you buy your first property, I'll do it all free for you. So I have done very well. And I did buy my first property when I was about 28, 29.
very good.
But I didn't go back to him. I couldn't find him actually. But I got another deal and I got cash back and they paid the deposit and stuff for the lawyers. So it was all good. But that's interesting.
28's the number.
28's like a magic number. I
Yeah.
think for maturing, lights coming on.
Yeah.
Maybe you've done all the sex, drugs, and rock and roll and fights that you can cope with, and it's like, what's next?
But the problem for me, that like I said, the only regret that I have is not doing it sooner. I could have done 5 years and probably got the same amount out of it and learnt the lessons. It's just it was such a comfort that you cling on to it. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't all 100% crazy. There was jobs and things in between, and
Yeah.
especially when you're holding down a decent job.
What was the decent job?
People think, oh well, he's doing all right. I used to work for boiler companies. I've worked in accounts. I also moved around the world as well, so maybe a little bit of running away from problems. But I moved to Australia when I was 19, did a year there, and all that meant was just no oversight from the family. And then, yeah, I'm fine, mum. And I was just, yeah, that was probably my worst in terms of the abuse of substances and things like that. That was probably my worst period. And then, but I've done a lot of traveling, and I was also gaining knowledge of the world and different cultures as well at the time.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, I hear what you're saying, and it's like, do you know, you'd be tempted to think, if I could go back, you know, maybe I could do it when I was 25 or 21. But the thing is, all those formative years, and even through a bit like Fury's documentary, and he didn't go the bad really, he's been the good and the Fury. But John's certainly been the good, the bad, and the Fury, his dad. But they form you and forge you, and it becomes part of who you are. And it's like, you wouldn't be the person you are today without those.
That's true.
Even the darkest, are you with me?
That is true.
So that's helpful for you, for anybody listening, because it's like, no, I'm not even tempted to live in regret. That's out of the way.
Yeah.
Because that's formed me, that's forged me, and that's part of who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just throw it on the learning curve of life then.
And maybe, you know, when the change did happen, maybe if I hadn't had so long of a time, maybe I wouldn't have had enough in me to get through it.
100%. At the right time, that's when these things happen. You know what I mean? When you're ready for that, and when you're ready to mature and grow and change. Okay, so Australia, 19.
19, yep. And then when was Bolivia? Maybe when was that when I was 23? Yeah, I lived in Bolivia for a while.
That's dangerous. Cocaine from Bolivia.
I mean, it felt great at the time.
Pure cocaine.
Yeah. and alcohol and
Was you working out there?
No, I was only there for like 6 months. Something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, so it was as I was traveling around, it was the cheapest country in South America. Back then, South America was really cheap, and Bolivia was the cheapest of the countries. So you didn't need much to get by. So I managed to learn a bit of Spanish as well at the time. Forgotten it all now, but
¿Cómo me llamo? Me llamo
Alan.
Alan. Sí. Me llamo Terry. Trabajo aquí.
You work here.
Mucho gusto encantado.
It's all coming back to me.
Mucho gusto encantado. I said, well, because I moved, I went to the Canary Islands with the Palomine, and we were, sex, drugs, rock and roll. Well, we took a gyro each and an eighth of draw,
Yeah,
went to Gran Canaria.
nice.
And it's like the basics, order food, or una cerveza, por favor, and how'd you flatter a lady the best, mucho gusto encantado, So I learned all the right lines.
As you do.
As you do. Estoy muy contento. Sí. Muchas gracias. Okay, so Bolivia. What's
Then,
after Bolivia?
New Zealand, that was another just over a year.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to the UK between all of these and
Okay.
doing some other travels wherever I can.
Yeah. What do you do in New Zealand?
In New Zealand, I was I got a job working for an accounting software company.
Good.
Yeah, in a sales position. They said it comes with a company car, and it was great. It was a Honda Jazz that was had like pink sign writing all over it, which is quite funny. So yeah, that was an interesting time, but very, very beautiful place New Zealand is.
Yeah,
One
we've
of the
been.
most beautiful places in the world,
We've
isn't
been
it?
to North Island. Hawke's
Yeah,
Bay.
lovely, lovely. Very, very nice place New Zealand is. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we loved it.
I enjoyed that. Mum and Dad came
Real
down and met me.
pies and real fish and chips.
Yep,
The
yep,
best.
yeah.
A whole nother level. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, we did some work out there, ministry, speaking, and had a great time there, didn't we? Okay, so New Zealand, what next?
Then back to the UK. I went back into it with the boiler company. I think I worked that. Then I worked for Baxi.
What was you doing
Baxi
with the boiler
Boilers.
company?
Started in accounts and moved eventually into sales. And yeah, it all actually brings it to a nice crescendo because I've got my personal issues where I'm not feeling good about myself because I'm not, there's no end goal. You get the girl, you win the fight, you drink the drink, you snort the line, and then afterwards I still don't feel good about myself.
Yeah.
And then there's the work side as well, where I was still performing, I was still doing well at all my jobs. And then when I got to the sales side, which is, what was I, 25, 26, bosses would say, oh, well, if you do this, you'll get this. And then I'd do that and they wouldn't give it me.
Okay.
And just assume, oh, well, he's going to stick around anyway. Or basically, we're not bothered about him.
Yes.
There was a lot of them, because they're big companies, there was a lot, I didn't realize at the time, but there was a lot of them not wanting me to outshine them because they're my
Yes.
boss. And I was just like, if we're here to do this, we do it, but I understand all that psychology stuff now. But back then I was just like, I don't understand. And so then I moved jobs and yeah, I went to work with someone I had actually gone to primary school with. And again, offered me XYZ if I did this. And then
And you did this. And
I
you
did this.
XYZ.
Yeah. And then he
What
said,
was you
oh,
doing then?
we're going to have to let you go. So
What was you doing there?
so they had like a bunch of tradespeople in like a social app kind of thing, and they'd raised money, got all the tradies in there, and then obviously then
Raising what, private equity?
yeah, and then he basically said, right, now we need to sell something to these people. That's how you monetize the app. Go out and find things to sell. And he was like, oh, first 3 months you'll be getting your feet under the table. They'd never sold a bean to anyone. So he said, and I didn't know this at the time, but I found out later, 4 other people had tried that job and not sold a bean. He's like, first 3 months you're just feet under the table, so don't worry about it. Week 2, I'm bringing in sales and, deals with screwdriver manufacturers and whatever else, pipe fittings, all that kind of stuff.
And
So
how are you doing this cold calling and cold
yeah,
visiting and
just going out and
tough
doing
old
it,
grind?
going out and doing it,
Yeah.
and keep knocking on the door until you get the right person.
Yes.
So yeah, and then we were a gnat's whisker away from getting to where I needed to get equity,
Yeah.
and I don't think he'd expected me to do so well. And instead of
They
going,
didn't want to
okay,
give you equity, or they didn't want to
then,
deal
yeah,
with
so they
it.
said we're gonna have to let you go, and I was like, okay.
Here we go again.
And so then I was like, right, I keep having all these bad bosses. I still don't feel good about myself. What am I going to do? And that's when I started the personal development journey, and I was like, well, I think I'm gonna have to work for myself, but I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Cool.
And obviously, I was having health issues as well because of the abuse I'd given my body over the years.
Okay, interesting. So tell me about the personal development journey, how that started.
Well, again, I mean, it started at 28 because I was tired. I was really, really fed up of not feeling good about myself.
Yes.
Despite having done what my circles at the time would consider not success, but were sort of egging you on to do. Said, oh, he drank the most, he snorted the most, he beat him up, you know. And I was like, okay,
Yeah,
why do I?
this girl.
Yeah, why do I still feel like shit? You know, essentially. Excuse my
And,
language, sorry.
no, that's fine. That's cool.
And then yeah, and so that's what started it. And then I started looking into how do you do it better, and I think I knew a lot of it innately, which is like, well, you just need to try harder.
Yeah.
Most decisions that we make, we know are good or bad, and so it's not like I was doing those things thinking I was doing a good thing, but it was just the easy choice. It was what I was used to. It was the comfort zone, and so I just started pushing myself. And then, if we can hack our biology, which is great because you can't get away from your biology. But if you understand it, you can use it for good.
Yeah.
Because like the big food companies that put all the rubbish in the food, they understand your biology. That's why you want to keep eating the crisps. But once you understand it, I gave myself a dedicated amount of time at something, which ended up being donotage.org, and eventually got rewarded for that. And very, very quickly, I was helping a lot of people's health, and that gives you that, I don't know if it's dopamine or what, but it makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, because you're helping others, serving others,
And then
purpose driven and giving others purpose in life.
and the spiral starts to go and keep going and keep going. Then you're like, well, if I keep pushing more, maybe this will get even better and I can help more people. And then you keep doing that and keep doing that, and so it becomes a positive thing.
Great. So let's hone in on that. Let's
Yeah.
dive deep, as they say on podcasts. We'll do a deep dive now. So you started looking at biohacking for yourself
Yes.
personally. You started researching it
Yeah.
personally, and then you went very quickly to, and that's where donotage.org was founded and formed.
Right.
How did that happen?
So there's two ingredients that I saw a podcast back in 2019, and there was a scientist saying, we've reversed aging in mice. We took these old mice, gave them these two supplements,
Yes.
and not only did they get younger, they broke the treadmill. They like outperformed the young mice.
Yes.
And I was like, that sounds crazy. I was always brought up thinking nothing you can do about aging. So I went to, first of all, I tried to read the scientific study, couldn't understand a word of it. It was all in science language,
Yes.
ameliorate, and all these stupid words that you don't need.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, there was no AI back then.
Yeah, you
So
couldn't put it in ChatGPT.
no, so I had to go through and change every word and basically rewrite the whole thing, which was painstaking but worth it because then I read it in layman language.
And that would have been a good book to break down all the jargon
Yeah.
scientists speak, and dummy's guide to biohacking.
Exactly.
That might be an idea.
And so what I did was I read it and I went, oh my God, this guy's telling the truth.
Yes.
I want to get these supplements for myself. So I then tried to search online for supplements. I've never been an Amazon user. I don't know why, it just doesn't fit with me. I don't like it's not for me. And so I didn't trust it. I also think, especially back then, maybe not so much now, but a lot of people didn't understand that they weren't buying from Amazon. They were buying from an Amazon seller, which is just, could be someone in their mom's basement, right? And so I didn't trust any of the companies with something I was going to put into my body.
Just a question on that,
Yes.
because I've researched it a little, and my wife has, and we're into health
Yeah.
and supplements and biohacking the right way. So my pal, my web guy who works for me and with us, he's exceptional on web stuff, brilliant. And he was helping somebody who was selling supplements, and then during lockdown he couldn't sell supplements, so he did his website. So he put it all online, and he went from like 10 grand. I think he went like 100 quid to a grand to 10 grand a month. Then he was doing 100 grand a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like wow, wow, wow. But then it was either Derbyshire or Derby, and you'll know more about this. Who are the guys who we had the HMO licenses from? I always forget the name of. environmental health, shutting down because they weren't FDA approved, and he had to be like a research company and whatever. I think he was selling NMA. Is that right?
NMN?
NMN.
Yes.
He was selling that, and then they stopped him selling it. They just stopped him.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain why?
I can. Essentially, I mean, first of all, he was using Amazon by the sounds of it, which is a bad idea.
Okay.
You don't have the control, for Amazon has the control, and there's no vetting. So anyway, it's not.
Oh yeah, because also, sorry, I think they checked these things out, and there was other things in them.
Yes.
They weren't pure, which that's why my conversation with you, and I'd seen your videos on your Instagram, and I saw the clean berberine.
Yes.
With a distinction between that and berberine, and that's maybe a good plug now. Is that
Yeah.
clean berberine?
So this is pure berberine, and I mean we can come on to the. This is a gift for you.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
That's very kind, because I do take berberine,
Oh, okay.
but I don't take clean berberine.
Now you do.
Can I talk a little bit about this?
You can, but I'll just ask the viewers at home if you've got any supplements, go and grab the one that you take the most, turn it over, and on the ingredients there'll be a bit that has to be called supplement facts. Now it's not the active ingredient you want to look at; it's the other ingredients. What's in this? So in our pure berberine, the only other ingredient is cellulose, which is what the capsule is made of. It's like part of the plant. You want to be looking out for things like silica or silicon dioxide. Maltodextrin is a very common one in berberine. And there's a few others as well. You don't want to put those things in your body, especially when you think you're doing multiple times a day forever. All those little things add up. And that what a lot of people don't know about the other ingredients section is that can have, that could be 1,000 milligrams and the active ingredient's only 10 milligrams.
Yes.
And they don't have to disclose how much of
And
the
that
other
was
ingredients
why
in
this
there.
guy got shut down.
Yeah.
Because it had NMN in it, but it had a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, that takes me nicely back to the Do Not Age timeline. So, I couldn't find anywhere that I could trust to buy NMN and resveratrol. So, I was like, well, I'll just make the company then.
Can I just do a quick jump in?
Yes.
What about the guy who's doing everything he can for longevity? And he's his own guinea pig.
Brian Johnson?
Yes.
Well, he's got an autoimmune disease now. So, I don't think he's doing a good
That's
job of it.
interesting. That's a bit like Atkins, wasn't it? The Atkins diet guy.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
he died young as well, apparently.
well, that doesn't surprise me.
So go on. So was Brian Johnson? Is it? Was he around?
No,
then?
no. He started his journey afterwards, and
Oh wow.
yeah. And again, he's you got to remember he'd already sold a company for almost $1 billion, and so I think there's a lot of Brian that likes the limelight and is a bit kooky. But look, I think is it probably a net positive because he brings eyeballs to the fact that you can do something about aging.
Yes.
But the way he goes about it's not ideal, I don't think.
Do you think he's a bit extreme?
No, because like everyone, each to their own, right? So I know that the amount I work, the amount I fly, the amount I put myself under stress is not good for my health. But we all have choices to make. Every single person on the planet that smokes, they're not under any illusion, right? But so we all have a choice to make. So I don't think he's too extreme. Let everyone do as much or as little as they want.
Yes.
It's your health, it's your choice. I just think that the media focuses on because he spends on average about $2 million a year to try and reverse his aging. But you can get 90 to 95% of his good results for about $2,000 a year. It's the really expensive stuff is like the stuff that's never been tested before that he's the first one to do and some crazy machine.
Yes.
And so it doesn't really tell the true story.
I know.
Yeah.
And there might be medical science, but not over a set time period.
Yeah, exactly.
To establish that. Okay, go on. So you found Do Not Age. And what did you find that in your mother's basement and with a website?
Pretty much at the kitchen table, and so I'm reaching out to scientists because obviously I'm not a trained researcher.
How are you reaching out to them?
LinkedIn, calling universities, whatever it takes to get there.
Cool.
I would have flown if necessary, but managed to get hold of them all. They were all very receptive.
Most people are. If you ask for help,
Absolutely.
most people.
And don't get me wrong, some of them couldn't sort of join the board and things that I was asking them to do because they already had sort of things that would clash,
Yeah, conflicts.
conflicts, but they were all very helpful and said, no, but we can work together on research, blah, blah, blah. And so when I spoke to all of them, there was a theme that they didn't have enough funding, and that when they did get funding, it was through a government grant, which meant it wasn't allowed to spend it on aging. So they'd say, no, no, do it on cancer or do it on heart disease. And it's like, well, aging causes those things. Why don't we just fix the aging? It would be like,
Let's go to the core.
but the government doesn't see it that way. So, or the government body. So I said, well, this company's not started yet. Let's have something that sits in the middle. Consumers have somewhere they can trust. It's actually got in what it says it's got in. It's got no nasty bits. You don't have to think about what you need to take. We'll tell you, kind of thing. So consumers have got somewhere they can trust for their supplements, and then the profits go to the researchers so they can continue to make them better and better. So that was the goal, and it just grew very fast because I think a lot of people like the idea.
What grew fast?
The company. So I mean, in year one.
What did you? So what did you start? How did the business model work then? Without giving too much away, you're selling products or services. So you're selling products.
Yep. So
what was the first product you sell, and did you create those yourself?
Yeah. So the NMN and resveratrol that I was trying to get myself.
Yourself.
Yep. And so we created that. We also had berberine from day one as well.
And where was you having this produced?
So it was being produced locally, actually, North Derbyshire. Yeah.
Wow. And how did you research that and get people making that for you?
Again, just reaching out,
Reaching out,
and then you
that's
have to do test runs, and then you have to send those to laboratories to be tested to make sure everything's where it should be.
Yeah.
And you have to. I just did everything manually. I had time on my hands back then, so
Manually, what
Yeah.
driving places?
yeah.
So your first product was
NMN, resveratrol, and berberine. That was what we started with, and now we've got like 25 SKUs. Because all of the research.
Let's stick on those first then.
Yeah.
So you had those three products, and so you sell them on you just put them on your website.
Yep.
What do you do any marketing?
Very, very little. Very, very little. So we try and.
You was obviously SEO rich, search engine optimization rich.
I didn't know what SEO
You know
meant.
what that meant?
No.
So you just had a basic bog standard website
Yeah.
with a shopping cart on it.
Yep.
And you got how much product had you got?
A very, very small amount at first because obviously there was limited budget.
How
So.
much? Fish? 50 quid, 500, 5 grand?
Oh, how much did I start the business with?
How much product did you have?
We didn't. So the first order was pre-orders.
Oh, I'm with you. So then you could go and get it made.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah. So I didn't have any money. So like, there was no other option.
Smart. That's a smart way of doing it. What did you start the business with then? How much money did you start with?
£50.
50 quid. Amazing. I started Think Media Music, you'll see plaques over there,
Yeah.
with nothing. And it was back when the internet was just really starting. And I did some music. I've always loved music. And so I wrote some music, and then I went in the studio and stuff, did some. And I got to know Mark Hilliard from Dodger before your time, and Craig David, and all that vibe was going on.
Yeah.
He DJ'd our wedding. Great guy, good friend. But I did the drug relapse prevention DVD, and I put my music on it. NHS
Yeah.
and an editor going together. Put my music on it, and the editor, I said, and I heard other music. I said, where'd you get that from? And he said, oh, from the library. I said, if you need any more, music library. I said, if you need any more, just ask me. So a week after, he said, oh, I'm doing a pilot for an ITV show called Monkey Business. Would you like to submit some music? I said, yes. So I gave it him. And that very week, Discovery Channel International bought the rights, and it became ITV's second biggest selling TV show.
Monkey Business.
Yes.
Brilliant.
On an animal rescue centre in Dorset. So I had to then write the music for the show. So I'm going in between three friends around the country, probably a bit like you.
Yeah.
I'm driving up and down the country, north of England, south, like a triangle. And I'd write 10 tracks. I'd give them you. Can you produce them? I'll give you 50% cut on it. And then I'd write another 10, take them there, same. Then I kept going, then I'd come and pick them up and give you another 10, give them to the editor. So I did that. And quite amazing. When I spoke to ITV, the production manager, whatever, I remember speaking to her, and she went, and yeah, these are the tracks we've used. And what's the production company called? I said, oh, it's Think Media Music. So I had to then go and register it with PRS, Think Media Music, register the tracks, And so I did it all in reverse. You know what I mean? I had no money. And then I thought, right, I'm going to put this library online. Because
Yeah.
before they were all on CDs. CDs are like a disc, like that. Going back to the olden days. It was stone before that, like Fred Flintstone. But they were in places like this, libraries. So I put it all online. I could see it all happening. I even said, didn't I, Jill, 25 years ago? I said, forget television and aerials. Everything's going to be over the internet.
Yeah.
So I could almost see that, cutting edge. So I put it all online and did stuff with BBC and all kinds of stuff, Steve Coogan's company. So you can start, and true entrepreneurs, and what I love about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial spirit comes from a French word, and it was a soldier who went ahead on his own with one rifle.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Good, isn't it?
That is very good.
He went on his own with one rifle against everybody and everything. So you need courage, boldness. You're going to become innovative and creative, and
You've got to be prepared to fall on your face as well, in front of everybody.
what 100. So get rid of fear of failure.
Yeah.
Who cares? So that is what entrepreneur comes from, that root word, which I
Very
love.
good.
And philanthropist
Yep.
comes from the Greek word philo, love, and philanthropist means lover of life. That's what it comes from.
Well, I'll take that.
Take that.
I'll take that.
So, and in order to give life, because I know philanthropic work gives back and pays it forward, but to give life, you've got to live life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, a big learning I've had over these past 7, 8 years. Oh God, it's 8 years now. 8
Is
years.
that years since you founded it?
Well, I'm thinking more about my personal development journey.
Okay.
So I started a few months before
Cool, that's
starting.
great.
Yeah, so about 8 years, and I've realized that, 'cause I think a lot of people want to help people, but for me, in order to be able to have the impact I'm having now, I had to help myself first.
100%.
And so I was trying to do it the other way around, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't work. So you have to kind of like tidy your own garden first before you can go and start mowing everyone else's,
100%. So you founded it and you had 3 products
Yes,
and the website went live
correct.
and you said it exploded. How did it explode? What
Well, I say exploded. I mean, that's if we're looking at the history of time now, and
Okay.
but
Yeah, overnight success.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it started to pick up, and it was 3 years of just non-stop grind. Obviously, COVID happened, and I didn't even notice COVID.
Because
I was just working, so it
you-
didn't make any difference to me
you was
whatsoever.
grinding. And was you selling product?
Yeah, that's right. And in the early days, I was boxing everything up myself and going to the post office. Yeah.
I understand.
Mum and Dad helped me taping boxes and things. This is 2019.
Great.
And then, of course, you move to your officers. And then, so yeah, I think in year 1, it was like, I don't know, 50,000 or something profit in terms of, and that's what we could then give back to the research. And then each year it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And this year it's going to be several million. So
Several million turnover.
no,
Profit.
profits which we put into research. So probably be around 3 million, I'd imagine, in dollars. That is US dollars.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's great.
Yeah.
And has that all come from selling product?
yes, because all the information we give is free. So things like sleep, exercise, and diet, we give that out for free. So the only thing people pay us for is the actual supplements.
Yeah, that's great. And does that advice PDF, online, whatever, or does it come in the box with stuff?
Comes in via email usually.
Via email?
Yeah, we do most of our stuff via email.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. So with no marketing budget, how do you get to a 3 million profit?
Well, now we do have a marketing budget. It's very small.
Small.
It's probably,
What is it? Facebook ads, Google ads?
I don't know. It's not my thing. I've never been very good at all that stuff, marketing stuff.
So you employ somebody to do that now.
I think it might be an agency.
An agency do that for you.
Is it? I think it's about maybe 15,000 a month or something you spend. It's not a lot.
15 grand a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, the vast majority of the way that we grow is by
Word of mouth.
people telling their friends.
And I like your affiliate program.
Yeah.
Should we tell the people about the affiliate program?
Please.
Right. If you get one friend or family member who subscribes to the daily Do Not Age sachet
Yep.
product, which is how much a month?
It's a 4 weekly thing. It's 150 quid.
150 quid, which is at the price of a coffee a day,
Yes, it works out to be a Starbucks a day.
a Starbucks a day. So if you get somebody else doing that, it comes down. If you get somebody else, it comes down. If you get 3 people, you get it free for the rest of your life.
That's right.
So,
So the reason we introduced that is because, again, I'm head down, just constantly in the research, trying to make things better all the time. And then eventually you kind of put your head up and you go, okay, well, it keeps growing, but why does it keep growing? How can we then go and help even more people and get to millions of people? And
so did it grow so much without the affiliate program?
Oh yeah,
Just word of mouth and a website.
Yeah, so
which sounds pretty basic and standard.
Yeah.
And no marketing.
Well, the thing is, if your product is good enough,
Yeah,
you won't need to do much
people
marketing.
have got to find your product.
But
How were they finding your product?
word of mouth. So someone would tell their sister, who'd tell their auntie, who'd tell their friend, who'd tell their Facebook group, who'd tell whatever.
That one person who found it, they found it through Facebook or Google or whatever.
Oh no, in the very early days, it was just people talking, and one of the researchers we worked with would tell someone, and they, you know what I mean, like that was it. It was.
So
there was a zero marketing budget for the first 4 years.
So I like the phrase, your network is your net worth. Your net worth is like equivalent to your network. So I think maybe potentially you can answer this. All your networking in that specialist field and area, that's where you got known, basically.
Well, I'm extremely fortunate that I get to work with some of the greatest minds in aging research every day.
Yes. So they got your name out there and do not age out there.
Yeah.
So then they started batting for you.
Yeah, we have.
So it was free marketing, really.
Yeah, I mean the most prominent doctor, researcher particularly in the field of NMN, he's recommending us privately but not publicly.
Yeah.
I can't say his name, but
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of people that I deal with privately that we don't deal with on a public basis.
I understand.
There's a few well-known like billionaires and royal families and things like that as well, which are obviously they like to keep things private.
Of course.
But it's crazy. If you look at my phone book, it's insane for a lad from Alveston, Council Estate.
Some of the people that you're working with and stuff.
Yeah, really, really crazy. And I'm very, very fortunate and blessed because they're extremely smart. And all I did was bring everyone together, which I think is quite the easy bit.
Yes. Well, some would say that, but others would say, you've worked very hard, you've had a vision, and you've been a true entrepreneur out there with your rifle on your own and fighting your way through.
I've definitely worked hard.
And still doing it now. I mean, just for the viewers, he's waiting for. I'm waiting for him. He's waiting for me. I've got missed call withheld number, and I get him, and he's doing emails. Oh. There we go. That's all right. Thought we'd lost it.
We're back on.
Good job. I was looking. We've not lost us at all. It just went dark because I've not touched anything.
I need a haircut, don't I?
You're looking good, man. You're looking good. So I meet him in the car park and he's emailing away on a laptop, not even an iPhone or whatever. You know what I mean? So you're still a grafter, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean it was a 45-minute drive to get here, so I can't go anywhere for 45 minutes without having stuff to do at the end of it. So I'm fortunate because usually my colleague Richard is with me. He travels around with me, and he usually does the driving so that I can work.
You're working there.
Yeah, but
are you learning to farm that out or delegate some out, or are you happy doing what you're doing?
I did for a while. I stepped away and then I came back in, and
you had to come back in.
Yeah, I think certain jobs are better for certain people,
yes.
And everything to do with the research side is and advancing the science.
That's you.
That's me.
And that's what you're working on.
Yeah.
Everything else other people do.
Yeah, there's got a new CEO now. We've got lots of departments and people and marketing and digital communications. I have no idea.
You have no idea at all?
No. I mean, it's in the Derby office, probably 30 something. Obviously, with researchers around the world, there's hundreds that we work with, but they're not our employees. And then we now have an office in Indianapolis, which has... It's brand new, literally this month. So at the moment, it's 6. But of course, that will grow over time.
Are you basing that model on what you've established in Derby?
Absolutely, but the model in Derby is changing as well. So we've got a new team about 3 months ago. There's 4 of them, and it's an outbound calling team, because we kind of realized the theory in the past was I was like, well, we'll just make the best products, and then don't worry about the rest. But if you want to continue to grow, you have to, especially with the rise of AI, Most of our members are 50, it could be anywhere from 40 to 100, but the average will be somewhere between 50 and 65.
Yes.
And that those people don't want an AI chatbot; they want a human.
Of course they do.
And so we've got people trained up now to help them with their health, and they're ringing them to make sure everything's going well with their subscription and make sure if they've got any questions.
That's part of the service. You want hand-holding, and you want, it's almost like pastoral care, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. So they're setting up the same thing in Indianapolis because obviously there's a bit of a time difference for the States. So, and obviously we have members all over the world. So
Pretty phenomenal, man. Seriously. I mean, you come across very humble, and which is great, a great trait. But what you're pioneering, what you've done thus far, is remarkable.
I'm trying my best. I can say that honestly.
Wow, it's like, wow. Okay, well, we'll talk a bit about boxing in a short time, but I think I'm going to open because.
Let's do it.
Look at this here. That'll be good. Look. Can you give it me? Can you hold the other side like give it? Because that'd make a great photo shot, wouldn't it? Like, I'll do that as well, look. And Jill will get a picture now, look. That's great. So do not age.
That's the one.
.org. So have you done it, Jill? Yeah. No. Yeah, I get wooden teeth. Photographers. We got it.
Yeah.
So Alan Graves Jr. has very kindly brought me a gift in. I've got no idea what it is, but it's a very big box.
There's
Is there an easy way to do it? This one?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. We want these, don't we?
That's it. So whilst you're opening it, I'll give some context. We got to 2024 and started essentially talking to our members.
What's that ping then? Doesn't matter. It's okay.
And they all said it was getting difficult because as we progressed the science, we realized that there was 12 hallmarks of aging and we had products to cover all of them.
Yes.
And everyone was like, great, but I've got 20 bottles on my kitchen worktop. I have to remember to take this one and this one, two of them and three of them and one of them. And it was getting too much. And in the end, people just go, I'm just not doing it.
Yes.
And so we said, okay, again, instead of being pig-headed, we had to say, right, meet people where they're at. And so then I said, well, can we mix them all into one?
Meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
Learning curve, guys. Learning key.
And so we said, can we put it all into one sachet and make it, and would it still work?
Yes.
And so then we have to go through clinical trials, which are obviously very expensive and very slow. So yeah, this was 2024. And then 2.5 years later, clinical trials are done. We know that it works. And because our biggest expense when we make these, the reason
packaging.
It's the encapsulation process.
Yes.
So the reason the normal supplement companies include all those things that are bad for you, the maltodextrin, silica, is it makes it slide into the capsule smoother so they can run faster.
Yes.
And we don't do that. So our encapsulation process is very expensive because it's slow and we have the machines, it's a nightmare. But we do it because it's the right thing to do. Yes. So that means when we put everything in here, there's no encapsulation. It's just mixing it up and putting it in a sachet. Very basic.
Yes.
And so that saving can be passed on. If you bought everything that's in here individually in capsules, it comes to about £550. Yeah. And this is 150 quid.
Brilliant.
So we pass that straight on to the consumer. And again, it's about reaching as many people as possible. So if you make it more affordable and more convenient, it takes 1 minute.
That's what you want, convenience
and
affordable. I like that. I love convenience. I love keeping it simple.
Exactly.
His principle.
Keep it simple, stupid. Exactly.
Yeah. No. Sorry. Yeah, go on.
So one question is,
so let me just say, ask it loud for the viewers.
Okay. One question is, does this work for men and women?
Yes. So we're not dealing with the hormonal pathways. We're dealing with aging pathways. So the things that are universal across all of us. And so whether you're 35 or 95, male or female, in Africa or Matlock, we all share those longevity pathways. And so if you want hormonal help, that's when things would have to be different for men and women, obviously, because of our different levels and things like that. Yeah. In fact, because we never like to rest on our laurels. This product is in 4 more clinical trials currently. One of them is in ladies with menopause.
Yes.
To see if we can.
Can we please
sort that out?
That's not. We can't put on the table. It's off the table. We can't talk about.
Nobody wants to be one of those.
We can't talk about.
Why not?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I'm pulling your leg. Pulling my wife.
Yeah.
Because
I went to the doctor's last week and I said, Doctor, I'm struggling with menopause. He said, what is it? I said, I'm getting hot flushes. 1 minute I love my wife and I'm hugging her. The next minute I want to kill her. He said, it's fine, Terry. That's all right. That's normal. Yeah.
So one question, with the fact that it's there for everybody.
Yes.
What are the key areas that this sort of covers for people?
So it covers all 12 hallmarks of aging. So basically, I mean, I wouldn't be able to list them off the top of my head, but it's all right. It's no worries. It's there's a lot of sciencey words in there as well. So basically, the researchers, and it wasn't just one set. This is across all researchers over a long period of time. Originally, they thought there was 9 hallmarks of aging. Now we realise there's 12. And so this product covers all 12 hallmarks of aging, which is basically means that if you cover all of those, you can put your body back into a youthful state. And this doesn't actually heal you. This just puts your body back into the youthful state, makes your cellular level, and then your body heals itself.
Yes.
Great, good. No more questions, Jill, till we're
Sorry.
finished. Quick Q&As are at the end. Okay, because we'll go off piste.
Yeah, I could talk about this all day. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So thanks for this. This is great. And what it is, look, and this is very kind of you. So I've got a do not age 28-day sachet. A sachet a day for 28 days.
That's
Very
it.
kind of you. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And I know, do you get a buzz off it? No? You feel anything? No? Because somebody asked you that question, didn't they? I saw that.
Some people do. Some people, so I think people after a couple of weeks usually start feeling more energy and things like that. But no, it's not going to be like caffeine where you take it and go woo. You know, it's very different.
It's not like a line of something. What we're not going to talk about. Look at this, man. Look at this, bro.
This
is good.
This is perfect.
Is this good?
You're hankering after a job, aren't you?
Come on.
Look
Come
at
on, man. Look at that. We can just stop right there, can't we? When I get the box.
Screenshot.
We're like super branded here, aren't we? Look at this. And then I've got this that comes with it.
A little bit of instructions. There's a stamp card to help you stay on point with it as well. So you just
So I know I've took one that day.
yeah. So if you stamp it off, we basically looked at the science, and for most habits, if you do it every day for 90 days, it's going to stick.
It happens.
And so the stamp card's got 90 days on. There's your stamper.
I'd have it where I have my breakfast.
Yeah.
Do it so it's just like routine.
That's it.
Have it. Jill said, yeah, but some mornings you go out for your breakfast. You do this, you do that. I'd have some in the car, some in my office. Oh, here's my stamper.
Yep.
Brilliant. Stamper. My longevity supplements. That's if I buy anything off you.
Yep. So that's a box for life. And so the reason we made that nice box is so that you can put it on your kitchen counter, kitchen worktop,
Yes.
and then basically empty the pouch into there, so the sachets are kept in there, and then you'll see it every morning and go,
You can
gotta
do that.
take
And
it.
when you've lived to about 124, longevity, healthy, and lived long, you could use that for your ashes. No, that's another marketing thing. We should have it's out of biodegradable
Ashes box.
ash box.
Dear Lord.
Marryme.com.
Oh dear.
Come on, bro. These are ideas, aren't they? These are.
Let's get everyone to 150 first.
I know I'm teasing. No, this is like what's the guy from Steve Coogan's character, you know?
Partridge.
Yeah, this is Alan Partridge.
That's pretty
Ideas. Yeah, Jill doesn't like Alan Partridge.
It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Look at this, man. It's all happening.
It's all happening now, mate.
Look at this. I've got my Do Not Age anti-dribble bottle.
Yes.
When you're over 120.
So that is obviously where you put your water, put your sachet, mix it all up.
Yeah.
It's got a little something inside it which is called an agitator. Found that out in the process.
Word.
Basically the mixing bowl that helps it all to mix together.
Yeah.
So it's nice and easy even if
So
you're
it doesn't get stuck
old.
at the bottom.
Yeah. It helps you drink it down. And also the company we partnered with to get these, you can feel it's metal, right?
Yeah.
They remove 1 kilo of plastic from the ocean for every bottle that we provide. So yeah,
That's good.
trying to do some good stuff as well.
Friendly and
Yeah,
paying it forward and all that kind of stuff.
exactly. And obviously on subsequent orders, you would just get the pouch. You don't need everything again every time. Yeah.
And also, as you get older, you don't want to get stuff stuck on your bottom, do you?
No, that's
The ladies don't.
they don't.
The men get it stuck in the midriff, apparently.
On the belly.
You don't want stuff getting stuck on your bottom, do you, Joe? No, not at all. She said to me this morning, she says, does my bum look big in this, Terry? I said, I refuse to answer that question. Fifth Amendment. I'm pleading.
Pleading the fifth.
I'm pleading the fifth. Come on, I'm pleading the fifth.
So yeah, and then in terms of for this, we'd realised then that 90% of our growth had been down to people telling people, and we said, well, we need to reward our members for that, and so now that's why we do the third off for every person they refer. So most people, their first referral is their partner, their husband, wife, maybe a sister, and then if they get a third one, it's completely free. So
okay, well let's talk about. And then I'm going to talk about my berberine experience.
Yes,
which
please.
Would be good. And how I started learning about biohacking and why. So, what are the noticeable benefits that people are experiencing then?
So for this product in
Yes.
particular, it's less fatigue is the scientific term, but it basically just means they have more energy.
Great.
Most people say that their brain fog clears, so their brain works faster and sharper. Often people will say they sleep better, and some people say they feel nothing. So,
Yes.
we are.
But because of medical science, they know it's doing something.
Exactly. So we know it's working at a cellular level. If it
Yes.
makes you feel better along the way, great. But I know that the people taking this over the next 5 years will look drastically different to the ones that are not.
Right, okay. So I'm 64, right?
Yes.
That's when you should say, wow.
Oh, I thought you were only 28.
Most people say. I'm happy if people say 50s, or even I get some people saying late 40s. I said, please tell me the truth. Don't.
I would say late 40s is a push, but
I know that's a push. Yeah.
I think you could pass early 50s, absolutely.
We want reality, though. Well, early 50s is good if I'm 64.
Exactly.
So that's great. So I'm 64 now. So did you? I'm responding. Did you just say you look better? You look younger.
No, you'll actually be younger.
Be younger.
Yeah. So at a cellular level, you
At a
will be.
cellular level.
Yeah. So there's two
After how long?
there's two different ages, right? So there's your calendar age.
Yes.
Can't do anything about that.
Yes.
And there's your biological age.
Yes.
So this is what I tested when I first started this. So what was I, 28, and my biological age was 44. But internally, I was 44.
That's because you damaged your body.
11 years of abuse. I was lucky to be 44, to be honest.
Lucky to be alive.
Yeah. And it was only my calendar youth that got me through that. If I'd have done that at 50 years old calendar age,
I understand.
I'd have been a goner.
Yes.
So then my most recent test, which is probably about 6 months ago now, I was 27 biologically.
Wow.
And now I'm 36, almost 40 years old,
That's great.
Yeah.
And you do look, Jill said, wow.
I thought you looked in your 20s.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Younger.
I appreciate it.
And so how old are you? Did you say?
36.
You definitely, I would have said you're 27.
Oh,
So
I'll take it.
Can we see your ID, please?
I've not got it on me, sorry.
The disclaimer is, if you go in a bar to watch England football, they ask you for your ID.
Well, we won last night, so that's the main thing.
Yeah.
That's the.
We know we won last night, yeah. Hence my message this morning. Great. Well, that's good. Let me just share with you about, my journey, because I am in my body from being late teens to late 20s, really. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Hard drugs, class A's.
Yep.
And I'm at myself, really. And then I had a Christian conversion, and then it took a couple of years. Then I started kicking in clean living and personal development, holistics, and body, mind, spirit. And I've always worked out, even when I was on class A drugs, when I was off them, I'd work out, what I mean? Strong bodybuilding kind of stuff. So, extremes really. Then from my 30s up until last year, great health. I'd burn out every 3 or 4 years because I became like a workaholic.
Yep.
I didn't know when to stop. For the last couple of years, I've learned to take 2 days off a week, turn my phone off, stop, learn to. I was always on my front foot before, probably a bit like you are now.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to 62, I was sick of burning out. You get to, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. This is it. So what I'm going to do is turn my phone off 2 days a week, and my wife is as well. We're both living a normal, balanced life here.
It's very good as well for your mental health, isn't it?
Chip on each other. Brilliant. And good for stress levels.
Yeah.
Smell the coffee. I can't even drink coffee now. My system's that pure,
Mm-hmm.
Going for a couple of walks.
Yeah.
Can't see to water. I swim regularly, I do a swim, thermal pool, you know, all that great. I did all that before, but I was always on the front foot
Yeah.
with a rifle. Entrepreneur, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even social entrepreneur stuff.
Oh yeah,
When
yeah.
is enough
You're
enough?
still trying to solve problems all the
Yeah,
time, right?
and there's always problems in the world, you know. So I got a grip of I'm not going to burn out anymore.
Yeah.
And then I got this terrible heartburn. I mean, heartburn, like chronic heartburn. So much so, I'm like down A&E. And Jill's come and got me and took me there. Like bad.
Jesus.
Yeah, I thought I'm having an heart attack. It was that bad. Like all bubbly and burning and weird.
It's not good.
Unless if you've had it, you'll understand. So that happened. And then, so they gave me some lansoprazole,
Yes.
thinking it's gut related for the heartburn, right? Listen to this. And then the week after, or a few days later, I'm having the bubbly heartburn and I'm having intense pain, stabbing on my side at the back. And I'm curled up in a ball in pain, and I've had pain, severe pain. This is the worst pain I've had in my life. Down to A&E. Yeah. So they do my bloods. I get a call from the doctor. Hello, Mr. Eccleston. Your blood sugar is through the roof. It's 91. 91. Nearly type 1 diabetes. We're very concerned about you. We need to send you for a pancreas thing. I said, okay. And I've got a bit of health anxiety. If anything's like that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I've had panic attacks before, anxiety attacks, through, I think, raising my adrenaline and not stopping. It kicks in. I mean, I heard Noel Gallagher talking about it. That's why he stopped cocaine, because he was getting panic attacks. So it's not always panic, it's the fight or flight thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm freaked out by it. 91. So I go back in the doctors, see them. I said, listen, I've just had a viral infection. I was exhausted. No energy, which is post-viral stuff anyway. And I thought I'd found a biohack, although that's tongue-in-cheek. I'll have an iced latte in the morning, full of syrup. Well, listen to this. No, and listen, friends of mine, and I know better than this. I know better than this. They'd bought the wrong kind of Diet Coke. What was it? With cherry in, which is full of sugars. So I'm having a nice latte in the morning and 3 or 4 or 5 Cokes.
Apart from that, you were doing really well.
Apart from that, I'm eating a balanced diet. No, seriously, seriously. So I'm like to the doctor, oh, well, that's what it is.
Can't be.
Oh, no, it's going to be for 3 months. You've only been doing this for a few weeks. But I knew, right? Because you know your body, don't you? So anyway, they put me on metformin.
Yep.
3 a day. But I want to biohack it properly. This is a wake-up call, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I go on a high... At first, I'm on just a white fish, seafood, the most bland, basic diet, because I don't want to trigger this stuff off again.
Yeah.
Right? But that would have been the coffee and all the sugar.
Yep.
So I go on an intense white fish diet, basically, and bland. Greek yogurt, whatever else, Jill, and it was just totally bland. I lost about a stone. Noticeable. And I'm fighting the battle in my mind, you know what I mean? Because don't forget. Oh, and then a doctor says to me very kindly, oh, I've got a gut feeling this could be tumours on your pancreas. That's pancreatic cancer.
Bloody hell.
Bro, he says that to me. I think, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I've got a gut feeling, no pun intended, because of the bad gut thing, right? Yeah, listen. So I take the metformin.
You didn't take it for the first month. You wanted to do it with
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Then you went on the glipizide and then the
Yes.
metformin.
Okay, thank you. My wife's here to tell the true story. And so anyway, I managed to get it down from 91 to 51.
Nice.
Great. And I went on just high protein diet. So then they wanted, I'm going for the pancreas scan.
Yeah.
Am I dying or not? You know, I'm planning, you know, my ashes. But fighting it, you know, fate, all that kind of stuff. So the same diabetic specialist who prescribed the metformin, who'd referred me, I get a letter from the hospital under no circumstances at all, massive letters, if you're on metformin, come for this scan. So I called Jill. I said, Jill, this is happening. I've got it from 91 to 51. My pancreas is obviously working.
Yeah.
So I want to make the decision that I don't have it because I can't anyway. And I don't want injecting with all this dye because this can have side effects anyway.
Yeah.
Severe. So we agreed. I have a blood test. Boom, I'm down to 39.
Nice.
39. I'd also started taking unclean berberine. I'd got it down to 39. And amazing. And now I've come down to, and I'm not too bothered about this, I've come down to 39 and I'm on just one metformin. And I've done it through diet and lifestyle. And the diet is basically high protein.
Yep.
And I'm having some decent stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I go for a walk a day.
That's good, and especially if you can do that after food, that's good.
Yeah.
You want, I would recommend you take a berberine before each meal, just one,
Yeah.
before any meal. That will help. The blood sugar reading is more like a snapshot in time. One of the most important things is about trying to stay steady through the day. You might have seen these continuous
Yes.
glucose monitors.
Yeah.
They're a bit of a pain, but if you fancy it, you could.
Yeah.
But essentially, what happens is when you eat a meal, obviously it's not as bad with clean eating. It tends to be the sort of complex carbs that do it worse, but everyone's a bit different.
Yeah.
Your blood sugar spikes,
Yeah.
and that is the problem: is that spiking then down, then spiking then down.
Mine's
If you can keep
stable.
if you can
Mine's
keep it
stable.
stable, and that's what this does. That's why people take this before a meal, because you can test it with those CGMs, continuous
Yeah.
glucose monitors. You can take them, eat the same meal 2 days in a row. One day no berberine, one day have a berberine before,
Yes.
and you'll see the spike turns into the little.
No, berberine really
Yeah.
helped me.
Yeah,
And
it's great.
I'm talking to a doctor about the berberine, and I'm talking about other things and all that. He's totally clueless, and
course.
he just wants to overprescribe. He wants to give me more medication.
That's because the pharmaceutical industry is set up that way, and they pay for their
We understand.
studies.
I know.
They pay for their studies, so it's
He didn't even want me to come down.
there is a I should say consult your doctor first, all that sort of
Always
stuff.
consult your doctor, 100%.
The
But go and research yourself as well and prepare.
Yeah, well, there is a study that people can Google where it compared head-to-head metformin and berberine. Berberine was slightly better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Well,
Pure berberine, though.
Yes, real, genuine berberine.
Pretty awesome. So that's my story.
Amazing, but you smashed it.
I've smashed it.
You smashed it.
And my energy levels are great.
Now you're going to be Superman.
And now I'm going to be Superman. But my energy levels are great. And I work, but I rest. And I play. And I'm good. It's only took me 64 years.
To get it right, yeah.
But
We
at
got there
least
in the
I'm
end.
here.
That's it. Got there in the end.
So it is a miracle.
Yeah.
It's a mighty miracle. And it's interesting, and I'll share this with you, because we do Christian charity work and stuff like that, and I'm a Christian and ordained minister and do lots of stuff. I thought about this recently. I think you like this. There's a scripture and it says, "With long life will I satisfy thee," or "With long life will I satisfy you and show you my salvation." It's in Psalm 91, I think. Yes. "With long life will I satisfy you and show you my salvation." Right? Well, unless you're looking where you're being shown, you won't know. So it's like you can have well-intentioned people, but if they've not got the information or the education or misinformation, or they're not looking in the right place where it's being shown,
Yep.
you won't know. Do you like that? It's good, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. And we see that with Do Not Age a lot of the time. People come to us so misinformed.
Yeah.
Oh, I bought this off you and I've now read that it causes cancer, or just something insane.
Yes.
And it's like we have to ring them and say, well, that's obviously not the case.
Yes.
And you talk them through it. So the internet's a great invention, but it's sometimes used for nefarious means, unfortunately.
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Good. Well, it's been great having you in, my friend.
Thank you very much.
It's been great, hasn't it, Jill?
Very good.
Hasn't it been great, viewers? Please, any questions you've got or any thoughts or comments, please put them below, and we'll obviously post the link, but you can see the link anyway. It's very easy. donotage.org, and you can find all about what they do there. So it's been amazing. Anything you want to share? Any thoughts for the future, plans? Anything you want to share with
Just
us, the
thank
viewers?
you very much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. And I guess for the viewers, I would say I do have a foundation. If anyone wants to check the foundation out, it's alangraves.org, and that's where I do all my non-longevity giving.
Well, tell us about that then.
So I mean, we've try and help as many as we can. We've helped a lot of the workers in Dubai. They sort of bring in workers to be able to give people that do have money a good life. They have to have these workers that are paid a lot less, and obviously they're still paid more than they would be in their home country, but it's pittance. And
Yes.
so we feed them. So we've fed over 10,000 workers now, which I'm very proud of. We built houses and schools in Indonesia for those that didn't have them.
Amazing.
And when we just finished, there was a nearby village that had a bad weather and the roof of their school caved in. And so I was told about it and I said, what are they going to do? Just because it's normally the weather's all right in Indonesia. So I said, are they just going to do the school outside? And they said, no, there's no roof. So no, the school just stops. And so then we went back in the village over and rebuilt their school roof for them. So yeah, there's lots of happy people over there, which is, again, I'm very proud of.
Great. Do you do anything in the UK?
Yep. So we've done a couple of things. Most notably, I think there was a charity called Derbyshire Children's Holiday Centre.
I saw that, and you was supporting that through your boxing. We've not spoken about the boxing yet, so we can talk about that after your foundation.
Sure. And yeah, they basically they've been going since 1800s. So 135 years was their birthday recently, something along those lines. And so it's a very, very long. And they've been taking children on holiday every year, excluding wartime. And the only year when they couldn't afford to do it was 2024, 5. Where are we now? 4, 5. Sorry, 2025. They didn't take any children.
26 now.
That's right. Sorry, I'm losing track.
Terry, you're right. That's Joe.
So basically, I said, look, let me support you guys and get you guys going again, because my grandma, my dad's mother, actually used Derbyshire Children's Holiday Centre
Yes,
just
I saw
because they didn't have any money, and so
I saw that.
they take kids that can't afford it on a little vacation, and
Phenomenal.
I think that's amazing. So yeah, donated £30,000 and got them back going, and again, it was really great to see the kids that got impacted by it. I went to their birthday the other day, and it was a really good celebration. Now they're back taking kids. It's amazing.
Well done, and that's great. And you're paying back where your family has reaped a harvest, really. So
exactly.
You are today, it wasn't through them, so that's great. Let me just talk a little bit about what we do. And I didn't get you in for this, but I'll show what we do. I mean, we do supported housing, homelessness. We've got 2 housing projects, one in Matlock Bath, one in Matlock. We're developing a couple more based on that model, because we've not only changed lives and communities, but we've seen crime plummet.
Really?
Statistically,
That's good.
Police stats. I mean, these properties were overrun with heroin, crack cocaine, and one of them got closed down, so we took them over. So we're they're very safe. So closed circuit television goes to us and the police. We're big against antisocial behaviour, Class A drugs, alcohol, crime. So with that disciplinary and eviction process, within that is a safe community development program where we do life skills, budgeting, food prep, team, all working towards move on and getting their own place in the community. One of our ladies has just moved on this week. She was with us 2 years. So amazing. Great. We do food bank in and around the communities. Through that, we deliver to people's homes. So we did an Uber Eats for the community in lockdown. Uber Eats for the marginalised. So we deliver.
You must be very proud.
To doorsteps. I am. I like what we're doing, but it's more in the love of what I'm doing, the love of the people. And your dad's like that. We share that. So it's not a chore. It's an honour. It's a privilege to be able to do
Absolutely.
that. I see it as mental health. We do the youth work, and through the boxing and through football. We pay for the boxing studio floor. We give football boots on the Earth Farm estate. And this is not just, it's like antisocial behaviour. Anti-social behaviour. It's keeping them out of drugs, crime, police.
Yeah.
You know, and as you know through boxing, discipline, focus.
That's the thing.
training.
You can't just say don't be naughty. You basically have to give them something else to do.
Give them purpose.
Yeah.
So we're doing that.
Yeah.
We're seeing a school that we give food to, food bank distribution. The attendance rate 50% go up because the kids are getting food at school and taking it home to the families. So we do all that kind of stuff, and that's probably just scratching the surface. And we've done that all across Derbyshire. Coming out of lockdown, we employed 80 community development workers,
Wow.
young people 18 to 24. We've been unemployed, trained them in supported housing, youth work, all kinds of other stuff. So next week we're viewing through a landlord we work with, social entrepreneur, great guy, you'd love him. I should introduce you at some stage.
Yep.
Great guy, shout out Simon from Enjoy Properties Limited. He's got a huge property portfolio and he was leasing to charities, doing similar what we're doing. We're doing it a lot better, just like you're doing with the Do Not Age, with the model. And so we're looking at getting a couple more properties off him in Buxton next week and relaunching and announcing the service we do in the High Peak, which of course all fits in with LGR.
Yeah.
I should add local government
Yeah,
reorganisation.
yeah.
You know about that,
Yeah.
don't you? So we're right. I've been doing a message today on riding the waves of positive change. So you're either riding the waves of positive change or being resistant to change.
Yeah.
RTC factor, which your dad's up against, and everybody's up against in a way. So that's what we're doing. So if you'd ever like to visit any of our projects or see what we're doing and meet the people, you can do that.
Thank you.
And
Next
it's not
time
like-
next time I'm back in the country,
And
absolutely.
It's not like cap in hand because we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But we can always do better
Yeah.
and do more, you know what I mean? But we've got a good model that is, of course, financially sustainable and great. And even the government are calling it. I mean, I spoke to an MP last week, MP in Westminster, Teams meeting. Before that, I'd got John Reid, one of his guys, he's the housing minister, on the phone. And I joked to John Pearce. I said, somebody said to me, oh, you're going to have Andy Burnham on the phone next. I said, well, he was the MP from Leigh, Greater Manchester, where I'm from originally.
Yeah.
So-
a million miles away, is it?
Yeah, so it's all interesting what's happening at the moment, and I'm quite excited. You know, I
Good.
really am excited about life and the future, and I think there's key people coming together across the UK, you know, on the same page.
Well, if we had more leaders like you in our communities around the UK, I think it'd be a better place. So.
Well, that's what we're going for. That's what we're doing. We're duplicating, and I said it this morning, and I'll say it again. I think poachers turned gamekeepers are the best.
Yeah,
You sounds like you're a poacher turned gamekeeper. Well,
absolutely.
who are the best gamekeepers to employ?
Yeah.
The ex-poachers.
Yeah.
They know you can't kid them. They know it. You know, they've been there, haven't they?
Yep.
And then you throw education on it and everything else, like you've done and like I've done, and that's phenomenal. And then because you've also not got a heart of integrity and excellence, but you've got a heart of compassion as well,
Yeah.
because you're reaching out to that 21-year-old or 25-year-old. And then you can't change. You can't go back to your past and change it.
No.
But you can go back to somebody else. You can go
You can
to that
get
person,
somebody else earlier. Yeah.
or 10, 50,
Yeah.
100 or 1,000.
Yeah.
You can impact those at that age. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely.
So that's pretty powerful stuff. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Boxing. We're going to go to the boxing. How did that start and what happened with the boxing? This is the longest podcast in history.
Sorry.
Eddie Hall, John Fury, Tyson. I mean, we're the heavyweight podcasting champions of the world.
I'll try and be brief, shall I?
You don't need to be. This is great.
So I always loved boxing growing up, watched it, and I was one of those armchair fans that was like, I reckon I could do that. But I always had in the back of my mind that I was like, if I could just train properly, and I think I could do it. And so I was at the point when it was when I'd stepped away from Do Not Age a little bit. Obviously now, like I say, I'm back in, but I stepped away for a while.
Any reason you stepped away?
Yeah, I think probably personally I was looking at other things. I didn't feel like I was the best person to be CEO. I was CEO by default because I was the founder.
Yes.
And evidently I wasn't the best CEO. There's a lot of the things like the marketing and all the online rubbish you get. Obviously, we've come in as a health research organization, lowered the costs, increased the quality.
People get enormous attacks.
Supplement companies absolutely hate us.
Of course they will. 100%.
And so I just didn't want to deal with that.
Because you're exposing them.
Yeah. And I didn't want to, that's not what I did it for. I'm in it to help people and try and advance the science so that eventually one day aging is just a complete choice.
Yes.
And anyway, so I that's why I stepped away, and then I realized that we weren't advancing as fast as I needed to, so now I've come back in. But in that interim, you got to do something. I was already on my positive spiral. I knew that whatever I was doing, I need to be doing something. I'm never, I can never take a beach holiday. I'm not the sort of person that can sit there 10 minutes in and I'm antsy. I need to move. I've got to do something. My brain's got to work.
I understand.
So
yeah, you get another 50 ideas, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
I've got so many, I've got so much. It's a good job doing it. It keeps me busy. Otherwise, yeah, it'd be terrible. So I found a trainer, installed a boxing ring in my garden at where I was staying at the time, which was in the UAE, and said, come and live with me for 6 months. I'm going to train and have a professional boxing match. And he was like, okay, you're a bit crazy, but let's do it. And then I literally, that was the plan, was to have one fight, and then that'll be it.
Just get it out of your system.
Yeah. I won the fight, and I was like, oh, I like this. Quite like this. And then I had another fight. So the first three were just against journeymen, which for anyone that doesn't know, just is sort of guys that box many fights, but they don't really have much ambition. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yes.
And then I had another break, and it was like, right, what do I do here? Do I just stop now? I don't think they really think that was an option. Or do I try and achieve something in the sport? And so I managed to secure an intercontinental title fight against someone who was 16-0, 20-year veteran, never lost.
That's 16 victories and no defeats.
Yeah. And I was obviously 3 victories and no defeats, but I'd only fought those 3 journeymen, and he'd obviously fought for titles and things in the past. He was a WBC champ a few years before. So fought against him in Dubai, and the first 2 rounds I was getting pounded, and then managed to turn it around and knocked him out in the 4th, I think. And I don't think the WBF were expecting me to win that fight. So they then said, oh, if you're an intercontinental champ, you get to fight for the world title, but you've only got 90 days to do it, and there's only one slot, and it's in 25 days. And it's in Germany. And so I was like, okay. So I said, yeah, it was all very fast paced. And I just said, yeah, let's do it. If I get beat, doesn't matter really. Like I'm having fun.
So this was your first serious fight, really?
No, the 16-0 guy was the first serious fight, I would say. Yeah, he was tough.
Was there many there watching it?
A couple of thousand.
Couple of thousand?
Yeah.
So decent. Was it televised?
No, it was streamed.
Streamed,
yeah. And then, so we went to Germany. Obviously, we were the away fighter for the world title. And this guy's like 6'3", Turkish German. And
sounds dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. So they told us we were on at 11:30. So we're obviously at the top of the bill. So 11:30 p.m. So we were getting there like 9:30, and that's early because you only need an hour to warm up at max. So anyway, so we got there. We rolled up at like 9:30, and I remember seeing him in his, because it was like a big sports hall, this thing in Germany was, and you could see him, and I recognized him, and he was warming up, and I remember, and I didn't click. I just went, oh, what an idiot! He's a bit early. Anyway, so we get to the change room. We're chilling. It's definitely still 11:30. Yeah, still 11:30. Cool. Anyway, next thing you know, I'm halfway through getting my first hand wrapped. This one's completely blank, and they come in. Right, you're on. And I was like, don't.
It was a total blank.
Yeah. So
it was similar with Fury fight.
Yeah.
You know, when he beat the Russian guy.
Makhmudov?
No, when he first became heavyweight champion.
Oh, Klitschko, Ukrainian.
Yeah. Sorry, Ukrainian.
Yeah.
When he first beat Меня зовут Terry, Slaven Bulgar.
They tried it with the ring, didn't they?
They tried everything.
Yeah.
They tried everything. John's told me the story.
Oh, boxing is crazy, right?
Even that you put money on is crazy, isn't it?
The ref was in on it. So because he was a taller guy, obviously my style was.
They tried to blag you with that first.
I was.
Everything was against you.
I had to run to the ring, and I hadn't thrown a single punch yet. I was completely cold.
What was the gambling odds?
I don't know. I didn't look. I don't know. No idea.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm running to the ring. They're playing Sweet Caroline. I'm running, running to the ring, jumping in, and then it was the worst performance I've ever had. But I still won because they they did the wrong thing. They banked on me being cold, which is right, but then their guy just came out and was all over me, and they turned it into a brawl. And like, that's the wrong thing to do with me. Like, you're not going to win a brawl with me. If you box my head off, that's how you beat me. And they tried to turn it into a brawl. And so, although I didn't box particularly well, eventually I just said, well, I'm going to keep hitting you. You're going to keep hitting me. I'm not going to stop. And in round 4, he stopped. So
He stopped.
yeah, I stopped him. Yeah.
Did he get knocked out?
Well, he was hurt, but he was like, oh yeah, I think I've hurt my ankle, or one of them. Yeah, he didn't like it, and he said to me afterwards, he was like, I don't think you'd hit that hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you shouldn't have tried to jib me.
And that's how you won the title.
Yeah, I won the WBF World title, and then the 6th fight was in Derby
Yes.
against David Kurtman,
Yes.
the big German. I boxed really well that
And
night.
listen, by the way, how many was at that place?
That one, is that about 2,000 as well?
Yeah.
Is it about 1,500, 2,000, something like that?
It's decent getting those numbers, man.
It's not bad, and it was just before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's got any money, like,
No,
yeah.
listen, that's decent. Great
Yeah.
job. Seriously.
Thank you. Well, I really enjoyed it. I think I boxed well that night.
Well, you obviously boxed well. You won, didn't you?
Yeah, so that was the first time I'd knocked someone out cold. So separated him from his
It's a good feeling,
consciousness.
isn't it?
It is. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? But it is. That's the
It's a good
sport.
feeling.
That's the sport, though, isn't it? And
Everyone that deserves it.
the referee did a really good job of stepping in. The referee was really, really good, because the guy was gone.
Yes.
Completely gone, and you could see it on the slow-mo. Eyes are in the back of the head, and it's
Yeah, you need good
And so they looked after him, and thankfully he was fine afterwards, which is obviously important. And then the most recent fight was for a WBA gold belt, which was in April against a Mexican. That was a good scrap, lots of blood. I can't remember what round it was, but I knocked him down like 7 times, and the fight kept getting back up, and I'm going, stay down. But these Mexicans are tough, and eventually knocked him out. That makes me 7-0, and I'm now the number 15 in the world, apparently, according to the rankings.
According to the rankings, which rankings?
WBA.
WBA.
Yes.
Okay. So people like Tyson Fury and Tommy Fury, what rankings will they be in?
Tommy Fury will be a lot lower, but he's like, no, I'm not saying he hasn't got the potential to go higher.
Yeah.
Tommy's just taking money fights, which is fair enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's ranking you?
The WBA, so that's like the governing body. So
do they rank Tyson?
it depends. I don't know for the heavyweights. I think Tyson usually goes with the WBC, doesn't he?
WBC.
Yes, yeah, usually, but I don't know where he is
Is that
now.
the more prestigious WBC?
No, there's 4, and they're all equal.
Are they?
Yeah, so it's WBC, IBF, WBA, and WBO.
Okay.
WBA is the oldest one.
Okay.
It's the oldest one. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all, especially nowadays, isn't it? We can talk about boxing for a bit, and then we'll close. But it's interesting, like you say. I mean, Misfits, huge,
Yeah.
massive, bare knuckle. Even this guy we know with the hybrid, the half bare knuckle, half glove kind of thing, and all this maverick kind of stuff out the box. I mean, it's literally blown boxing out the ring, hasn't it? Because of the money, because of the viewership, because of the entertainment value, and because of the purses.
Exactly, their purses are crazy these days. But it's has a good thing, but it's also has a bad side. Like, Tommy Fury isn't being allowed to fulfill his potential, because he can either fight some Russian no one's ever heard of for 20 grand and potentially lose, or he can fight Eddie Hall
For 2 million.
for a load of money,
Yes.
and just obviously run around the ring like he did his job. That was what he's supposed to do.
Yes.
So it's and I don't blame him. I don't blame him, and I obviously don't blame Eddie. I spoke to him about the fight as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, he takes the do not age, and he's always messaging me, do I need anything extra because I'm a bit bigger? So yeah, but yeah, I mean, so there is a good side to it, but I think there's also a negative side as well, that it's stopping some people from fulfilling their potential.
Yes, understand. Great. Well, I think we've pulled everything out of you that we could. Been a great podcast, hasn't it?
Sorry to harp on. Sorry to
No,
bore
no,
everyone at home.
don't be sorry. This is the guy who said, "Oh, I'm not that good at podcasting." Bear with me. He said something like that. Didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not a natural in front of the camera.
Yeah. But as I said, it's just we're talking,
Yeah.
and it's just like you're talking to one person. That's the mindset.
I think the best bits that when I've looked back at podcasts in the past, the best bits are when I forget I'm in a podcast
Yes.
and I'm just talking to the
Did you
person.
forget you were in a podcast today?
In bursts, yes. Like when I was talking about Do Not Age, that's what I do. 95% of my day is Do Not Age. So
That's your vision. It
Yeah.
pours out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But thanks for sharing everything else, in particular about your upbringing, your background, your family, and your journey, because the journey is so important in helping other people who want to be helped and to develop and grow as people, the personal development side.
yeah,
It's so important we share our journey, and you know, I don't mind sharing my past because that's what it is, the past. And it's like, well, if I can overcome that
yeah.
and do what I'm doing, so can you. You know, I mean, success leaves clues.
Oh, absolutely.
These are the principles.
The one thing I would say to everyone is there's certainly nothing special about me. It's, my mum used to say when I was a kid, you can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want. And I think she just said it because of her biases about her son.
But she loved it so.
But I realise now that it's not only is it true, it's true for anyone.
Yes.
Anyone can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, and your dad said that as well, because your dad came and spoke. We refurbished one of the properties, carpets, brand new, everything with it. And your dad came and did the golden scissor cutting and all that, and he encouraged people and spoke to them, which is great. You know what I mean? And he said, "Well done." He gave certificates, and he said, "If there's one thing I can say," he said, similar to you, he said, "it's not gifts or abilities." He said, "It's confidence. And if you've got confidence, you can do anything."
Yeah.
And that's all I've done, he said. He said, "I've had confidence." And then you learn on the journey, don't you?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
That's the key,
Yeah.
especially for pioneers and entrepreneurs. It's like, well, I'm at A, Z's over there, and I'm just working my way towards it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all process, it's all journey, and I'm going to have fun on the journey. I'm
Yep.
going to celebrate and enjoy it. I'm at my age going to have 2 days off a week and turn my phone off. And we're loving life because we're philanthropists, from the Greek word philo, love, lover of life, and we're entrepreneurs from the French definition. We're going forwards. And it's interesting, when that person's out on their own, fighting the fight on their own, and they break through, that's when everybody else, your team starts emerging and coming on the way. I like that analogy, and we are closing now. 10th close. The Raiders of the Lost Ark, is it? When he's got to get across the abyss, and he takes a step, and the stair appears.
Yeah.
Sorry?
It's the third one.
The third one.
For the cup of Christ.
Yeah, and he takes a second and it comes. So it's almost like that, isn't it?
On the 1,000 steps, you don't worry about Z. You worry about the next step.
Yeah.
And just keep doing that. Keep doing that.
That's what it is. Listen to the wisdom from Alan Graves Jr. So we bless you. Thanks for tuning in. Another podcast studio session on River Network TV in the heart of Derbyshire, in the heart of UK, coming right into your home. And it's goodbye from Howland.
Goodbye, everyone.
And it's goodbye from
Terry.
Terry.
Did you forget your name there?
No, I did it because it was the two Ronnies.
It's too young for that.
Oh, no, I remember. It's goodbye from him and it's goodbye from you. Yeah.
I'll do it again. So it's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from him.